Hey there everybody, Aaron here. Welcome to another episode of Gideon's Tactical. Today I have the Steel Well Gekko 1510 here in the Blade Boot Camp. This is the fixed blade version basically of the folder, the 1500 that we did a while ago that was mind-blowing, a fantastic folder. So this is basically just a very slightly larger fixed blade version. It looks exactly the same, got the same steel, same materials, just fixed blade. So it's gonna be tougher, have more durability, obviously, because it doesn't fold. So we will be showing the Gekko 1500 up against the 1510 as well, just gonna give you some size perspective. But overall, guys, we're gonna get out here today, really thrash on the Steel Well Gekko 1510 to show you whether or not this new to the market company, as well as this new to the market product, is gonna be a good purchase for you for kind of that camp style blade. So with that being said, let's go ahead, start using and abusing the Gekko 1510. All right, guys, I want to give you a couple basic specs here on this blade. What you have is an overall length from tip to the back of the handle of 9.4 inches. The blade length from tip to the handle is 4.4 inches, and it is 0.16 inches thick, which is great. I'm always about knives that have thinner blades. When we're talking about under about 5 to 6 inch knives, I prefer that thickness, either 0.16 or 0.12 on my blades, and I really like that a lot. Full tank construction, has micarta handle scales, made in Italy. The blade is N690 steel. We'll talk more about that later. It weighs in at 6.7 ounces, just the knife, and then about 8.7 ounces with the leather sheath you see behind it. And both the sheath, again, and the knife are made in Italy. So those are just a few of the basic specs for you guys. Now let's keep rolling in and keep on going and trucking with this Gekko 1510. All right, guys, I want to show you the sheath here on the knife. Now, you're getting extremely well-made leather out of Italy. This is Italian-made leather, which is real nice. You are going to get a drainage hole out the back, great stitching, good rivets, and it's very good and secure in there. You can see it's molded to the handle real nicely. There's a little bit of rattle, ever so slight, but not bad at all. Very easy for you to pull the blade out, draw it, and the great thing is that depending on how you want to mold the blade, and if you're a lefty, you can just mold it the different directions. So it is multi-directional in how you want to install and carry the blade. And the other thing is also how it's able to be carried. Nice wide, about 1.5 inch sleeve right here, so you can carry it horizontal or vertical. So if you want to carry it scout style, depending on what you want to do, is also great little features. So for a leather sheath, fantastic, extremely high quality, great design, great setup. Now, I love Kydex and I prefer really good quality Kydex over leather, but for a leather sheath, this is one of the best I've seen on the market. Really nice, gonna hold up for an extended period of time. Again, Italian made leather, really well thought out design for both scout carry or vertical carry, and right or left, ambidextrous carry with the blade. So guys, I would definitely give this a 4 out of 5 because, again, I love Kydex as my favorite, and that I'll always give a 5 out of 5. But one of the best leather sheaths on the market. Kind of definitely goes with the style of the blade as well. So very solid 4 out of 5 on the sheath carry options for this blade. Well guys, I gotta give you the quality rating here on this knife. The quality rating is phenomenal at 5 out of 5. The fit and finish, the attention to detail, the premium materials they're using, the great micarta, the great steel they're using is fantastic. It's holding a great edge, Italian made, all of it Italian made. The sheath included, that leather sheath is Italian made and just gives you, lots of carry options. So, I mean, this is a premium knife for sure. So the quality rating is absolutely a 5 out of 5. I don't really have to discuss more about it. I mean, you are really getting like a work of art, not only in the design, but also in the materials. So quality rating, again, 5 out of 5.
Reinforced all the way through. Yeah, dude. I mean, you could use it as a tactile knife. I just wouldn't. It's be so easy to slide that way.
Well guys, this happens from time to time when you're running a YouTube channel. I missed 2 shots that I needed to get, and I got to get this review done for you. So I originally did this, and we had problems with our memory card not working properly for the walkthrough of how I thought the blade performed. So I got this shot, and I got the outro inside. I don't usually like filming inside, particularly for fixed blades, but you got to do what you got to do. We've taken this out on a ton of different hikes, and probably, I don't know, 6, 7 full excursions, as my companion blade every time we go out there. And so this has definitely gotten a lot of use for it. And guys, it's performed fantastically well. This is a fantastic companion blade, guys. The performance is awesome with that N690. All steel will rust, but this is a very rust resistant steel. So those of you in humid environments who are looking for that good kind of camp companion style blade, this would be fantastic. The N690 holds a great edge. It's been fantastic with the edge retention, and it's not super chippy or brittle, because as you saw in that tip testing, I thought I would snap and break the tip. Honestly, I did, because a lot of stainless steels, though will hold their edge better, tend to be kind of brittle, but this did not break at all. They've really designed it well with that reinforcement all the way to the tip, as well as the heat treat they're doing on the N690. So great stuff, guys, with the blade performance, as well as just the grind angles, and the high saber grind they picked just slides through all sorts of material, as you saw, from feather stick making to notch making to all those different things, was just very impressive to me. It'll do great food prep. I didn't show you any food prep, but I've done a lot of food prep with it, and it'll do great for those type of tasks, because they've kind of thinned down the blade a little bit to 0.16, which is fantastic. I love that thickness. For this size blade, I prefer anywhere from 0.12 to 0.16. That's really my preference on knives under 6 inches, or excuse me, yeah, under 5 to 6 inches. That's my preference, because it just goes through material better. Batoning was great. You saw all that with the splitting. I mean, that was all fantastic stuff, and very tough, durable blade. So guys, I'm very happy with the overall performance of the blade. It does not have a 90-degree spine. People ask me from time to time. It does not. It has a rounded spine, but it felt very comfortable while I was doing that notching and things like that, guys. So you'll be very pleased with how this blade performs for a knife that's sub 5 inches. Fantastic with the blade performance on this knife. All right, guys, value rating on this knife. Now, the price point you're looking at on Blade HQ is $195. So you're gonna get free shipping with that. So just under 200 bucks for this blade. Now, the steel, when you look up other knives on Blade HQ and other sites, that have this type of steel that are Italian made, you're looking at anywhere between 150 and 200 bucks. So the price point's very close, you know, to what it should be. I'm gonna hit at 1 point. I'm gonna say a 4 out of 5 on the value rating, just because at $200 you are getting into some other very premium materials and other knives that are out there that maybe can compete and for, you know, maybe $10 more, possibly get you maybe a better steel, a different steel that you prefer, maybe a Kydex sheath if you're into that. So I would have liked to see this maybe more around like 175, you know, 160. That would have been a fantastic 5 out of 5. I am going to ding at 1 point at 4 out of 5 on the value rating for $195 on Blade HQ. So that's the value rating here on the Gekko 15. All right, guys, I want to talk to you about the handle ergonomics and give you the handle rating here on the 1510, and I wanted to run in the 1500 previously reviewed because the handles are exactly the same. There's a slight difference with the spine kind of coming up a little bit on the fixed blade versus the folder, but the handles are literally exactly the same. The real only difference is that the blade is slightly shorter with the folder than the fixed blade. Now, the handle overall is really nice and large. You get a really good size. I wear large size gloves, and I know everybody's like, we know! It's for the new people coming to the channel, guys, so that they know how big my hands are. So you can see there, got plenty of room to spare off the back. You got a nice little lanyard hole, glass breaker if you wanted to, and then you got that nice little row of jimping right there with that kind of cup for your thumb. So I've heard some people saying they might use this as a tactical knife. Actually, the blade for the most part is set up that you could use it in some of those stabbing techniques, but there's just no guard down here. So I would see your hand sliding up real quick. I would not recommend this as a tactical blade because I heard some people kind of talking about that in the comments. So, but it contours really well to your hand. Micarta handle scales, you know, machined. It's not blocky at all, which is really good. So that's all good. There is a slight hot spot right here as you cut. Now the blade cuts really well, but that does cause just a little bit of a hot spot for me with extended use. So I'm gonna have to give it a rating. Now we did 5 out of 5 for the folder. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 for the ergonomic rating on the handle. I'm gonna ding at 1 point just for that little hot spot right there. That over time does become a little uncomfortable compared to most other knives on the market. That's not the case because there are a lot of knives are really blocky and chunky, and that's definitely better. And the reason that I'm kind of hitting at 1 point is because this folder is just mind-blowing because it's a folder. You know, most folding knives have really narrow, thin, boxy handles because they're supposed to go in your pocket. That's not the case with this folder. They've given you the exact same, you know, nice rounded micarta, feels really good in your hand, and just fills your hand out way better than most other folders on the market. But when we're talking about fixed blades, you have the ability to do a lot of different stuff with the handles, and the handle is good, but just not quite mind-blowing to me. So it's definitely a solid 4 out of 5 on the ergonomics for the steel well 1510 Gekko. Well, guys, it's time for us to bring this video to a close, and I gotta give you my final thoughts here on this Gekko 1510. And before I do that, I want to just clarify what you just saw with the handle ergonomics. The rating was all good and everything, but what I was trying to articulate, and I don't know if I did it very well, is though there is a little bit of a hot spot that occurs after about 5-10 minutes of really hard pushing and gripping the knife really hard, like for a feather stick, that does occur slightly. It's not horrible, but it does occur. What I was trying to articulate is that this is much more ergonomic than a lot of other knives on the market, like an SE4, an Ontario Blackbird SK5, and a Rat 5. All of those have pretty blocky handle scales and will cause just about as much discomfort as this will, faster. So this is definitely more contoured and will feel better in your hand for a longer period of time than those other knives that I just listed to you. Though I am going to ding at 1 point because there are even more ergonomic knives out there on the market. I think a lot of like Bark River knives, you know, Survive knives, those type of blades, because they're right around in this same price point within, you know, $20-$30 of what this is running for. You can pick up some of those knives. Those have even more ergonomic handles. That's why I, you know, dinged at 1 point. So I just wanted to clarify on that. So my overall likability, guys, 4 out of 5. I think this is a fantastic camp knife. I think that if you're a backpacker, hunter, camper, you know, all those type of things, and you're looking for that companion blade, I think it's going to be a fantastic option for you. If you like what you see, you're not going to regret it at all. The only reason I'm not giving it a 5 out of 5 is at that price point that we talked about a little earlier. There are a lot of other knives that are just as good or even sometimes a little bit better when it comes to the handles, or within, you know, $20, $30. So though this is a fantastic knife, there are a lot of other knives that are giving it very steep competition at right around $200. So, but if you like what you see, you won't regret it. It's going to be a very high quality piece of art that you would love to own, and it's definitely a great knife, and I would recommend it to anybody. If they're like, hey, I'm thinking about the Gekko 1510, should I buy it? I'll be like, yeah, if you like what you see, you're going to love it. So that's my rating, guys, my likability, 4 out of 5. But I don't want you guys to just take my word for it. So what I have done is recently I reached out to Crockett20. Crockett20 is another YouTube reviewer that I've been watching since before I started my channel. I really like his style, the way he does things, and you know, I've just learned a lot from him throughout the years before I even started my own channel. So recently I contacted him and said, hey man, I have this you know, Gekko 1510, and I'd like to, once I do a review, send it to you, and you can do your own full review, you know, field test it, because I like how he does his field testing, you know, and I said, you know, give your, you know, honest opinion. If you like the blade, awesome. If you don't, hey, I totally understand, and, you know, just be honest. So he said, yeah, let's do it. So as soon as I'm done filming this video, I'm going to be sending it over to Crockett20, and, you know, it'll probably take him a couple months or so before he gets around to getting a full good working on this blade and good field test for it. So as soon as that video is posted, I will have a link in my description below to that video that he does, so you can kind of see his, you know, thought process on the Gekko 1510, whether or not this is going to be a good knife. So you're not just hearing it from me. You know, Steel Will, they reached out to me at production and said, hey, we want to send you a bunch of our knives so you can do some field testing. We like how you do your videos, and, you know, that's great. I said, cool, let's do it. And I've tried to be really honest and open, like always with all my videos. I don't need more free gear, guys. I don't need more free crap. I got more blades, more packs, more fire starters, more everything that I know what to do with. I'm not doing this channel for free gear. I don't need more of it. I got more than enough. So I do it because I want to always help you guys out, and I love the outdoors. So I love always giving my opinion. So, but I don't want you guys to just take my word for it. I want you to hear it from Crockett20 as well, and see, he may totally disagree and say, yeah, it's a terrible knife. Or he may be like, yeah, man, it's better. It's even better than Aaron said it was. I mean, we'll see what he says. So anyway, guys, yeah, in the meantime, I'll have a link in the description below to Crockett20's channel, so you can go subscribe to him. I would highly recommend it. And as soon as he posts his review on this blade, I'll have a link in the description below as well. So, as always, guys, thank you so much for checking out the channel. Please subscribe, comment, like, share this video. Check us out on all the relevant social media. And as always, remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.